had any time to do much thinking, but, you know, I think the best thing for us to do now would be to get out of here. Like we were saying this morning, I mean, we really need to just stretch out a little, you know, stretch our legs. Only, when I said it, I had no idea it would be in this way. Lots of things. There are lots of things to be considered, Sam. I mean, suppose I were to have a baby, say. I mean, that sometimes happens. Even when you don't want it to. And what would we do then? We'd be tied down then for life, just like everyone else in the city. I mean, they all start out loving each other and thinking everything is going to be fine, but before they know it, they find out they haven't got anything at all, and they wish they could do it all over again, only it's too late. I mean, it's what you said just now about people belonging to each other. You know, I don't think that people ought to belong to anyone except themselves. And, you know, I was thinking that if my mother had really belonged to herself, and that, you know, if my father had really belonged to himself, none of this mess ever would have happened. It was only because they were always depending on somebody else for what they ought to have had inside themselves. Don't you get it, Sam? That's why I don't want to belong to anyone. And why I don't want anyone belonging to me. I want to talk to you about life. It is just too difficult to be alive, isn't it? To try to function. There are all these people. Like the other day, I was at the supermarket trying to buy a can of tuna fish. Where I was trying to reach out and get the tuna fish. There was this person standing there in my way. You know, I just figured, I'll stand around and wait a little while. Try and see if they'll move. Well, of course, they didn't. They were looking at tuna fish too, only they were taking a real long time to read the ingredients on each can like it was a book. A pretty boring book, if you're asking me. Nobody has. So anyway, I was just standing there, and I couldn't get to my tuna fish because of this stupid person. And, you know, I thought about asking them to move, but then I just thought that they were just so stupid not to have sensed that I needed them to move, that they would do no good at all for me to ask them. And, you know, they'd probably just say something like, "We'll move when we're good and ready, you nagging wench." And then what would I do? And so then I just started to cry out of frustration. Quietly, of course.